Welcome to Know the Word Ministry at GIS TV. The topic under discussion is love, the greatest and the most powerful word in the Bible, part 2. We covered part 1 and we came across roadblock. And we had a question and I gave an answer that the answer is they are both correct. Why? We will see why. Jeremiah 31:33 refers to that scripture as law, L-A-W, singular. However, the Hebrew version of the same scripture says laws, plural. Why are they both correct? They're both correct based on where you are, what you are looking at. If you are looking at Torah, one of the three books of the Hebrew Bible, or the book of law, Torah, it's singular. However, if you open up Torah, it becomes laws. Why? Because the contents of Torah are Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. So it becomes plural. That's why I said they're both correct, because they're not looking at the same thing at the same time. Now, moving on. Torah, the law, has been fulfilled by love, Galatians 5:14. And its contents, the first 5 books of the Hebrew Bible, have been replaced by the contents of the New Covenant. Love fulfilled the law, and the contents of Torah have been replaced by the contents of the New Covenant. God manifests himself by love as a spirit. And you and I must respond to his manifestation by the law of love. We operate with or by the law of love. God operates by the law of the Spirit. Just as faith works through love, which is Galatians 5:6, likewise the new covenant must be working through love. We cannot do without love. If we don't love, we don't know God, because God is love. God, who is a spirit, is not bound by the law of love, but by the manifest himself as the spirit of love. 1 John chapter 4, verse 9. In this, the love of God was manifested toward us. God requests response to his manifestation of his spirit of love. God, who is up in heaven, whosoever, John 3:16, is down here on earth. These are two different realms. How can the agape or the God kind of man reach whosoever here on earth? Agape is absolute, unconditional, and can only travel vertically from God to whosoever here on earth. And likewise, whosoever vertically from man to God. Agape cannot be forced to travel horizontally. It can only travel vertically. And that's why the second commandment says, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is a condition. That's a horizontal love, not a vertical one. Now, God initiated an action which requires a reaction. We will explore God's requirement for his action in part 3. Till then, if this message has been a blessing to you, please share it. And not only sharing it, please follow us on Facebook Live, because we take the time to explain more into detail some of these points which we mention here. But until then, know that lack of knowledge can cause distraction. Therefore, get wisdom, get understanding. Thanks for listening.